Hello, in today's tutorial we're going to go over food in Galactic Civilizations 4. In comparison to all the previous editions of the game, you can run out of food faster in the fourth game. If you go up to your resources list, you'll get a brief summary of your food intake and consumption at the top. If you want a more detailed explanation of what's going on, you just go into your economics tab and you hover over the food so you can figure out exactly what's going on in each colony. Now, there is an easy fix to food consumption in Galactic Civilizations 4. If you're playing as an evil race, you can click on Rationing and your growth will go down by 25% and your approval will go down some too, but your consumption will be cut in half. And so you'll almost never run out of food if you want to go the cruelty route. But if you're not trying to do that for your particular game, you're going to have to work to keep your food in the positive numbers. There are numerous ways to make food. The best one is to find planets that already have good farming. You'll see a list of 5 traits at the top of every planet listing, and it'll tell you how much it has in food with the little green leaf. So you can hover over them and see which ones are the best, and you might want to go for a bigger one. This one has a food of 5, and it's big enough to make a core planet out of. I've colonized the planet, but my food hasn't really changed that much. That's because when you initially make it a colony, although it has a food of 5, you don't always get all of that food when it's not a core world. In fact, it doesn't appear that you get any food from colonies regardless of where you're at, but they do consume food based on their population. Once you make the colony a core world, then you get the food for the planet that you colonized. In this case, we went from -4 to 0. From there, you can improve your worlds further by selecting the agricultural district. And it's best to put the agricultural districts right next to your core world capital and right next to each other. You get some major bonuses when you put districts of the same type all together in one grid. The biggest game changer in Galactic Civilizations 4 is the Irrigation Network. It gives you 3 food in one tile. You can find all of your agricultural related research options by going to the Focus on Colonization section. And if it's in green with the little planet, it's probably related to food or will relate to food later on. When you place your irrigation system, make sure to place it in the center of other related buildings. That way all of them get an upgrade of 3. Every adjacent building gets an upgrade of 3 in food. Now, you do not want to build an irrigation network on every colony you have, because they have a maintenance of 1 every time you build an irrigation network, and you'll eventually run into the second big problem in this game: running out of money. There are additional things that you can do. You can click on your people and you can change their vocation to farmers. You can do this to anyone you want as soon as you research farming, and you'll notice that it always goes up a little bit every time you do it. But you want to make sure not to make too many farmers, because you also have to have farms for them to work on, or else it doesn't really count. And the rule of thumb is make about as many farmers as you have tiles that relate to farming. Also, in comparison to workers, farmers have slightly higher expectations. These ones have expectations of 8. This one are losing 12, or in some cases even 17% based on their expectations as farmers. Another thing you can do to increase food production is to upgrade your farms after you've already built them. The upgrade menu will always be on the right side of the screen for all of your districts. Agricultural districts improve your production by 10%. So your planet starts with 1, and all of your agricultural buildings add a certain amount, and then 10% on top of that. And if you upgrade it to level 2, that's going to boost it to 20%. Now, you want to remember to plan out your districts well to maximize output. Like in this case specifically, I'm still building farms, so I'm going to wait till the end to click the upgrade button. But I am reclaiming 2 empty tiles, which will probably turn into farms unless they have something really exotic on that tile. And then this is actually an object that goes away after you finish studying it. And that can be the center for an irrigation network that helps all of the farms, and then you can upgrade your agriculture. There are a lot of different buildings that add to agriculture. Irrigation Network has the most, but there are a lot of ones that just level 1 add. But you got to remember, your districts add 1 food and then 10% per level. So it probably works best for you to put 1 advanced agricultural building in the center and then put districts around that. And then when you're done building all of your agriculture, then and only then should you start clicking the button to upgrade your agriculture. A final tip on agriculture is to watch your pollution. The input shows you how much the planet has even when it's just sitting there doing nothing before you build. If you click on the planet output, it shows you how much your agricultural districts are adding. But pollution, whatever percentage of pollution you have, subtracts from your agricultural output. So if possible, you want to get less pollution, and there is even a special climate purifier you can find that will reduce pollution by 20% on a specific planet. Thank you for watching another episode of SS Street Fighter. Leave a like, leave a comment, and click subscribe to join the Street Fighter army. I'd also like to send a thank you to my Patreon supporters, Charles and Nancy.